How do you go from a content creation beginner to an expert? Most people take a long time to make this shift because they go about it the wrong way. In this video, I'll show you 4 proven actions you can take to accelerate your progress. You can apply these content creation strategies to your content creation, to your thought leadership, or any part of your business or career. Most people give well-meaning advice. They mean well, but their advice is not very useful. To go from beginner to expert, they say things like, you must work harder, you must be more consistent, you must build systems. They think it's all about hard work. And if you work hard enough, for long enough, then you'll make the shift from beginner to expert. While hard work is important, there is a smarter and faster way. In an earlier video, the 4 steps for how to become a thought leader, I shared some research that talks about the essential steps every high performer must go through. The 4 steps are from the work of Anders Ericsson. They are play, get serious, be committed, and produce groundbreaking results. Today we're looking at this middle ground, the space between getting serious and being committed. And we're going to look at the distinct shifts you have to make at each stage so you can speed up your progress. In this video, I'll use examples from content creation, but you can apply this to any part of your thought leadership or your business or career. Let's dive in. Most people think there is a ceiling to their level of performance. For instance, they say, that's the best post I can write, or that's the best video I'll ever create. In Ericsson's book, Peak, he suggests this is a myth. The problem, he says, is that most people practice until they're good enough to play. For instance, they learn how to use their camera to take a decent photo, but then they stop. Or they learn how to create a basic thumbnail, but no more. The real ceiling here is not the level of potential. It's the level of practice. Our level of performance and expertise stalls because we stop practicing. At the beginner stage, there is little or no practice. To become an expert, this must change. You have to do intentional and deliberate practice. And you need to be clear about what we mean by practice. Publishing a video every week on YouTube or writing a blog post every week, that's not really practice. Practice builds skills. It's doing the same thing over and over and over until you get better at it. For instance, content creation practice might include writing 100 headlines for your blog post. Or it might be 100 calls to action until you master this skill. And it's not just the physical skills that practice helps us develop. It's also about the mental models. The difference between a beginner and an expert is both of these things. It's both the physical skills, as in I can do this, but it's also the mental knowledge that you gain along the way to know to use this skill in this situation. The first strategy for going from beginner to expert is to find things to practice. And I'll add some examples of what you could practice as a content creator on the blog post that goes with this video. One of the big content creation mistakes that I made was thinking that I could do it all on my own. While writing my blog, I completely ignored doing SEO because I found it too techo, too hard, too complicated, didn't understand it, so I ignored it. No surprise, this made it harder to attract readers. Doing things on your own is the slow lane to progress and achieving your goals. And it's slow because you don't know what you don't know. You can be making mistakes and not even know that you're making mistakes. This leads to learning bad habits, which slows you down even further. The key to learning fast is not repetition. It's being able to spot mistakes and learn from them. The better you can spot your mistakes, the faster you will learn. And that's why you'll learn faster with a coach. They can see your mistakes and point to better ways to take action. If you want to move quickly from beginner to expert in your content creation, employ a coach. And this is one reason why I run the Content Club, to help content creators create better content faster. Getting started with your content creation is exciting, new, and interesting. You write something and you publish it online and you want to tell all your friends. Read my blog post, watch my video. They naturally want to encourage you, so they say, well done. And this external encouragement is really helpful because it makes you want to do the same thing again. But this novelty soon wears off. And to make the shift from beginner to expert, this forces you to change how you motivate yourself. You now need to focus on how do you keep going. And the best way to tackle your motivation is from both ends. First, you want to weaken the reasons for stopping. For instance, schedule specific time to practice. Manage your health and well-being so you'll have the energy to get things done. And build habits that clear away distractions. Second, you want to strengthen the reasons for you to continue creating your content. And there are 3 strong ways to do this. The first is the external motivation, to focus on the things that creating the content will lead you to. Earning good money, having good jobs, being an influencer, traveling around the world. Second is your social motivation. You want to surround yourself with the people, like your coach, who are going to encourage you, support you, and also challenge you. And the third type of motivation is your internal motivation. This is finding ways to enjoy and celebrate the work that you're doing. And this third point is crucial, and it's the tipping point that leads us on to our 4th strategy. The third type of motivation, the internal or intrinsic motivation, is the most powerful of the 3 types. When you rely on your external or social motivation, you can stumble when it's not there. But the good news about the intrinsic motivation is that you can always tap into it. Plus, research shows that if you use internal motivation, you'll stick at your tasks for longer, and this is the single best indicator of success. The key to this lies in the development of your skills. As you start to develop your skills, you'll grow a sense of pride in your work, and ultimately, this is where your sense of identity will come from. When you're first starting out, you won't have this sense of identity as a content creator because you won't have any evidence for it. You won't have the podcasts or the blog posts or the videos to point to. When I restarted on YouTube, it didn't feel right to call myself a vlogger until I'd created at least 20 videos. To shift from beginner to expert, you need to build your sense of identity around your work. There are 3 basic steps to achieve this. First is the declaration of your intention, and you can say this along with me here. I want to be a blogger. I want to be a podcaster. Or I want to be a content creator. Even better, add a comment below. Second, you need to take some action around this to validate it. You need to create the evidence. Third, other people will start seeing you as that, and this will reinforce how you see yourself. For me, this is my 50th video that I've published in the last 12 months. I'm pretty happy about that. Now I well and truly see myself as a vlogger because I've got that evidence and track record behind me. Plus, my friends and colleagues have seen that work as well. So that starts to fuel the conversations we have, which reinforces my sense of identity. And best of all, I love creating videos because I can see that my skills are improving. I'm making better quality videos in less time. When your identity shifts and you start to see yourself as a content creator, all the time, energy and effort you put into creating content will be seen as an investment in you and your future. Once this happens, you'll know you're on the path to becoming an expert and being the best you can be. Well, there you have it. 4 proven strategies you can implement to shift from being a beginning content creator to becoming an expert faster. And stick around for our next video, the 3rd one in this series, where we'll look at how do you go from being an expert to someone who breaks new ground in your industry or niche. Thanks for watching, and I'll see you in the next video. Bye!